And welcome to the Factor Uncensored. We have a great show planned for you, and thank you for staying up with us late tonight. The reaction to president election, Donald Trump winning the election, is still pouring in. There are a lot of degrees to it. In one corner, some members of the gay community are furious with their closeted partners who support Trump. One person who wrote on X urging other men to out those secretly gay men who voted for the president-elect. In another corner, some women say they are joining the 4B movement. The movement isn't new and it's from South Korea, asking women to stop having kids, marrying, dating, and having sex with men. One guy online says he's also on board with keeping it in his pants for the next 4 years until Trump is gone.
And until that get out of office, I only want some headery. I'm sorry. I ain't even taking no chances. I only want that choppery. That's it. That's all. We can go lick for Rick around this. You can nibble on me, I'll nibble on you. But other than that, we ain't doing nothing else. I ain't gonna lie. It's looking real celebratory around this. Real celebrate. It's looking like I'm finna be celebrate until 2028. That's cool too, because I need to find myself. But other than that, if I ain't trying to go lick for lick, you might as well stop talking to me.
A lot of talk about tonight. Joining us for the discussion, comedians Leroy III, Blame the Comic, and comedian Grossman. So Leroy, first of all, your thoughts on this craziness, the reaction of the presidential election.
First of all, it's crazy in a nutshell. It's crazy in a nutshell, but at the same time, I mean, I think we just gonna all try to lean towards blaming it on the Trump thing. But we all know what 2024 was, the year of exposure. Mm-hmm. So I don't think it was based on the Trump elect anyway. I think 2024, everybody was getting outed anyway. I don't think it's gonna blame because you didn't voted for Trump.
And do you see this as the end of the world, as some of those people do?
No, I don't see it as the end of the world. We've been through way more than that. For people to just out people for something like that, I mean, it's been outed since the Puff Daddy tapes. It's been. So this is just a whole nother chapter to it. Yeah.
And Blame, your thoughts on how people are responding to this?
Man, as the world turns, man, it just is what it is. Basically what he said, I call that cap. Man, that man ain't finna sit there and wait. You know, people just doing things for views and for clicks. I don't know. I mean, he say he need to find himself based on, you know, all of what's happened, but you know what I mean? Like, everybody is just gonna continue to live life. You know what I mean? It's overwhelming at the beginning, but you know, time heals all, man, and we just got to push through just like anything else.
Mr. Grossman, your thoughts about what you're seeing online, what we have played here for you, and how people are responding to this election?
I wouldn't use the election for my relationship. That was a relationship that was already over with. That was just a way out. That's how I see it. It was a way out. And
Convenience.
Right.
Yeah.
So you don't use the election like you said, the gay guys or whatever. It's your partner. If you through with your partner, you through with your partner. Don't just use that like this guy that was talking that dude, man, he tripping. He gonna, ain't no guy, what guy you know can last 4 years?
And ain't locked up.
My granddaddy can't last 4 years.
And if you locked
He
up.
88.
Yeah.
I think he's having a flare.
I just think, man, don't use the elections, you know, to get out your relationship. Don't use the election for that. That's not cool. I mean, you're human. Just say, hey, listen, I want out of it. Don't use Trump. Don't do that. I don't think that's cool.
And your reaction to the election, Grossman, when former President Trump defeated Vice President Kamala Harris?
Kamala Harris, see, when she was vice president, she wasn't making enough noise. Trump was making noise every day, everywhere you heard something about Trump. Either he was in trouble, either he was out in the streets. Trump was making noise.
Yeah.
Trump hood. So, you know what I'm saying? Trump is the man who's going to make a lot of noise. She was quiet for 4 years. You didn't even hear nothing about her in 4 years. You tell me one thing that you heard about her in 4 years. One thing.
Yeah.
So now the election come up, she want to make all this noise. If you've been doing that for the 4 years, you'd have won because you was too quiet.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Out of sight, out of mind.
And for some people, Blame, was that the attraction? What Terry said, it's like he was hood. And so some people related to that. Or did some people relate to that?
Well, you know,
it's like, he's like me.
Well, you know, Trump, he tried to use all kind of gimmicks and stuff. Pulling out shoes, trying to get people, you know what I mean? You know,
shoes, watches.
Yeah, watches, just, you know, anything to try to connect with the common folk, even though he might not have been for the common folk. You know what I mean? He's a businessman. You know, so I just feel like, you know, he's a guy that's gonna do whatever it takes. You know what I mean? And
well, he got shot.
Yeah.
What brother get shot to the temple?
You know what I mean? Everything was all right. He just capitalized on everything that ever happened to him. Like, he pulled all the stops to get to where he wanted to be, whether it was politically correct or politically incorrect.
There you go.
All right, Leroy, your thoughts on that. What do you think President-elect Trump's attraction was to the people that went to the polls and voted for him Tuesday?
Well, I think his attraction was he noticed that the people that did come out, they was buying inexpensive paper towels, and he started passing out 2-ply. He had to pass out the bounties. That's what it was. He saw that they was buying cheap ass paper towels. I don't know, any gimmick he tried to go after, it worked for him. It worked. Yeah. Any kind of publicity.
Marketing genius?
Yeah, marketing genius. Any kind of publicity, any kind of attention he did was good attention.
I think the biggest attraction was he spoke to the fears of the people. You know what I mean? You know, it's the fear thing. You got the illegals coming in. You know, you got you know, he talked about the, you know, gay rights and all that stuff, and what he want to do for taxes for the working class, and he just spoke to different people that's something that they could attach to and hang on to, so that he could corral the people. And I think he was better at that than Kamala was.
And comedian Grossman, was there anything that he said that you said, okay, that sounds like something I can relate to?
Man, I hope they don't get mad at me, but that old border. Yeah, man, you know, shutting the border down. I mean, it's a lot going on. And if he closed the border down and fix it right, I think we can all get back somewhat back to normal. So that's mostly what he was talking about, fixing that. Because you got a lot of Hispanic people who voted for him.
Yes, more Hispanic males than ever.
Because they are Americanized. And so the ones that are coming over here is not Americanized, so they want them gone because they taking their jobs too. So that's how the Hispanic people look at it. Okay, you got to go through, my friend. No stay no more.
All right. No. Don't go anywhere. We'll continue this conversation after the break. Welcome back to The Factor Uncensored, continuing our coverage of reaction to election results 2024. Some black people say they are tired and no longer spending energy protesting for other outlying groups that are out there.
I woke up this morning content and happy because the weight of the world is not on my shoulders as a black woman. Period. I am no longer concerned with anybody else's but my own. Don't ask. That's what you want to get. If you'd like to make a call, please hang up and dial the number again because this is gone. No more help from me and no more help from my black sisters because we are done. And I'm so happy that we got to this point where we are only focusing on ourselves. Period. Everything else.
Been a whole lot better if she wasn't in bed, but we get the point. Our guests are back for the discussion. Comedians Leroy III, Blame the Comic, and comedian Grossman. Glad to have you all here on The Factor Uncensored. So first of all, let's just discount her being in bed with the head wrap and all that. So comedian Grossman, your thoughts on this? And that's a point that many people are making. We have stood up and done a whole lot as black people defending other groups, but when it's time to be there for us, they're no longer there.
They're not, because we are people of color. People of color is going to always not succeed to be the first to come up, because we know we're strong. We've built so much into this country. We have made so much happen for this country, but when it's time for us to get on top, Now they bring us back down. And it's sad, but we're strong, so we're going to continue to keep pushing up no matter what. We'll find a way. We'll find a way. If your light's off in your house, you can't pay your bill, what you going to do? Go get some candles.
Right.
If your AC go out, what you do? Put a fan in the window. You know, we'll find a way to make it happen, and we'll find a way to come back together no matter what. Just like the storm came, we found a way to be together. So it's ways, but I don't know what she was talking about. She wanted to clean her room.
You looking all in that woman's house.
You see it.
You didn't have that to do. So blame from shackles to lynchings to the dog sicked on us, and when it comes time to us, have we done too much? And should we continue to do for other groups, stand with them in protest, in march, in solidarity?
I think it's time for us to focus on our own community, you know what I mean? Because I feel like when it comes to politics and stuff like that, every other group is put before us. You know, you had things like Asian hate, you know what I mean, in the middle of the pandemic and things like that. You had, what was it? You got the LGBTQ rights. Like, it seems like they, you know, with the movement of what they have going on, they've had and forecome to so many rights before the black community. And then just to piggyback off of what, you know, one of Trump's policies was police immunity. You know what I mean? Saying that, and we are, as the black community, you know, we are the recipients of those, you know, unarmed shootings and crimes by police brutality and things like that. And it just seems like we do need to focus on ourselves, but it just showed in the past that every time we tried to build, we were always torn down, from the Black Panthers to our political leaders, to our civil rights leaders and things like that. So I think it is due time that we focus on ourselves.
Leroy, your thoughts on this?
Man, first of all, as a black man, the more you know, the more knowledgeable you are, the more dangerous you are. That's in my opinion, right there, first and foremost. But I also think in the community, I think it should start in your neighborhood, in your street, in your household, with your nieces, your nephews, your kids. They go to school and they teach kids, or they teach their peers on how to do the right things and stay away from the wrong things. And I think at the same time, I do think we need to start being a little selfish with some of the things we do, because we've all had that slap in the face when we had somebody put us down as a reference on our job and they done messed up our name. So at the same time, we got to start being a little selfish with certain things. That's
a look I don't understand, Grossman.
Man, I'm just listening to this brother, man. He's kind of speaking right, you know. But we do need to focus on our homes, you know, and our families, because all our families, you know, you can do for your family, but then they won't do for you. You know, you can have somebody say, man, I gave you this once you helped me. I ain't got it, but you have it. So we do need to focus back on getting us back together as one. If we don't do that, man, we're going to continue to lose. We're going to be dead in the water.
Well, gentlemen, thank you for joining us. Blame, too late.
It was the shirt.
You getting too philosophical at the last moment. We'll see you next time.